What is up, guys and girls of YouTube? I am Justin Omoe. It's been a minute, but I am here today. Let's go ahead and talk about this studio rack again. There is something that I want to show you guys and girls. Also, I have to do myself. So I figured, why not? Let's do this together and have fun creating a macro preset for the vocals, the main lead vocals. If you wish to follow along with this video, you'll be able to get exactly what I have in the end. So I hope that you do watch and see what's gonna happen, because I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna see. Preset stuff, the macros, is to be able to change the style of the voice without having to go into these plugins and manually do it one by one. I want to turn a knob that says, hey, warm tone, cool tone, or crisp, or whatever it may be. Crisp, warm, and pretty much control how we want this voice to be with these 8, probably not using all of them, we're gonna see, macro controls. By the way, to help me, I have this MPD232 and it has 8 macro knobs, so I'm also see if that works. Yo, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, by the way, and if you are new or haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm gonna be making a lot of wave plugin videos. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and get right into this. So first thing we're gonna want to do is pretty much identify what we got right now. Maybe I should just make the plugins at their default level. So let's just drop everything, to a resetted value. We can leave this as it is right there. So cool. I just defaulted everything. This is how I sound, so it may sound different to you if you are following along. So try to keep suit. First things first, when we talk about the voice style or quality, we're going to talk about the warm side or the cool side. We want to affect right off the bat the EQ knob. So if I were to boost this up right here, you could hear that I'm pretty much higher, crisper, as people would say. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. I'm gonna double click and put at 0. Just me. You could just affect the macro right now. First thing we do, we could click here and we can manually do it ourselves here. So I'm looking at the SSL channel. We're looking at the high pass gain, or the high frequency. There you go, high frequency gain. So that's how we can have the gain right there, and it is in the middle because right there's the middle. You may see there is a red ring around the marker. That means it's under a macro control. It may be hard to see, but if you look down here, you can see it's not the case. So whenever I do move this knob right here, we're getting a higher frequency of the higher, or lower if we want to cut it off. Now, I don't think I'll be reducing this thing a lot. Maybe right here, not even. Let's just say 1.5 the least. How do we set it so 1.5 is pretty much 0, like that? All right, let's go ahead and do something called the edit. So I clicked edit and this window comes up and it shows me the control range. There's also a button to flip it, so it acts like the encoder rotor, the encodery knob is performing in the opposite way. So as you see, I'm moving this to the left, all the way left, and this is all the way right. We want this to be around negative 1.5 as minimum. So wait, hold on. Yeah, there you go. So negative 1.5. So I'm just going to type it here, negative 1.5. Did I stop my recording? No, I just got to make sure. So that's the minimum. And then the maximum, okay. I feel like around 8 is good enough. Like 8 is a little overkill. We could always go all the way up. Oh my God, the ceiling. But I think 8 is a pretty good part there that I want it to range at. So 8. Oh crap, what did I do? 8.0. Cool. Macro range 1 through 1,000. I guess setting this will allow the knob to be like, okay, you can only go up to this amount. Oh, you can see right there. Once I went past like 300 or something, it only stays at 8.0. So I want this to go all the way up because I want to be free as a bird. So yeah, you can see right there. Once it's at 100%, it's at 8. Cool. So we got this under control for now. Setting this to 0. So I believe, no, 0 is 3.3 now. So if we want to get to neutral, we'll want to have it at 0. Oh, over here. I don't know what number that is. We're just eyeballing it now. There we go. Okay, we got that first setup. So this is the high frequency gain at this point. What about this knob? Could this help out? Yeah, it could help out a lot as well. Let's do 4.0 sounds like the highest part of the crisp, right? Let's do a different way of assigning the macro control. So I'm gonna click assign. I'm gonna click the macro control that I want to work. So again, number 1. And I'm gonna click now in the parameter for the SSL. You see it's still blinking. What I want to control. So I click it, and there you go. You see the red ring? It's not Xbox, but yeah. So I'm moving this knob. Wait, I think I just clicked that. I'm done, right? Let's see, I'm gonna hit edit. Oh no, it's still 1. All right, let me try that again. I'm not perfect. Assign this macro 1. This, assign a macro 1. All right, looks like I'm looking like an idiot in front of camera. Let's just go ahead and right click it. The SSL again. Let's look for the gain for high middle frequency, HMF gain. Cool. So now this should adjust both of them at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And you can see it's going at a different range. And let's see. Yo, sound crisp. I want to sound as not as ringy. I'd say 2.6. 2.6 sounds cool. I'm going to make 2.6 the 100%. So I'm going to click edit. So the maximum for the high HMF gain, 2.6. The lowest, I don't know. We're going to set this to 0 and figure it out. Yo. Yeah. Hey, yo, son. Hey, check it. Yeah. I think 1.6. I'm just negative 1.6. Let's just do that. Cool. So now we have this macro controlling. There you go. So the less crisp you want, the closer it goes there. So yo, I'm not as crispy as I want. Yo, I'm getting crispy. I'm getting higher. There we go. We got a good feel in this. Now we're going down. Now we're going down, and then we're up. And now, because we want this to be a crisp slash, we want it to be a crisp slash warm knob. We're gonna title that first of all, warm, crisp. Because we want this to be a warm or crisp knob for EQ, we're going to want to also apply the warmth or the heat of the sound, which is probably going to be the lower middle frequencies around there. So let's say we have this set all the way down. That means it's entirely warm. So let's try this out. Yo. So this is giving a little heat right there. Yo. Okay, now we have that warm feeling. Maybe I could adjust this as well as the frequency. 1.8. Yo, now I sound a little hot. Well, you know what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and adjust this so we can have it on the warm side now. So right click, SSL channel. We're going to do the low frequency gain as well as the LMF. I want to flip this around, right? So that way, once we do it on one side, this is where the let my brain meets process. Let's go ahead and put this right back here. So because we want this to go up when we turn that way, we flipped it around, right? Yo, 1.1. So the minimum we are putting at 1.1 positive decibels. Same thing for this. We're doing 3.5. Double click, 3.50. Cool. So every time this knob is all the way down there, we're at 3.5, 1.1, and these are down here as it should be. Now let's do it on the opposite side. Okay, now we don't want it like that. We want this thing at least to be around there and this to be around here. Let's just say these numbers, negative 2.8 for max for LF, negative 2.8, and then for this one we have negative 0.3. Negative 0.3. This is all adjustable, and with that done, we have pretty much the EQ knob right there. So we could get high crispy sound, or we could get that warm sound. Let's go ahead and try to make this go on the MPD pad. So as you see, I'm turning the knob. Well, you can't physically see me, but you see that little green light over there? It reads the encoder. Let's go ahead and try to link it. So I'm gonna right click here, Studio Rack lead vocals macro number 1. We want this to be linked to the controller. There we go. And all I'm gonna do now is turn the knob. Okay, so right there we could control now how we want the sound. Do we want it warm like this, or do we want this high up here so we got a higher voice? We sound good, don't we? This is pretty cool. I'm so excited. One knob controls 4 gains. Now I don't know about the whole frequency side. Should we adjust the frequencies with another knob? Maybe that could be the vocal type. But unfortunately, I only have my voice here unless I save it and go to another vocal. I'll leave that in another video or another something like that. Let's talk about dynamics now. Should we talk about dynamics? You think dynamics will do part? I think so. Let's try and do this. Let's go ahead and do a new macro. So I'm going to go assign, click 2. Let's talk about the threshold. There you go. See, that's how that works. And it's still blinking. Oh, what happened? Okay, I guess we could do multiple now. So while I'm at it, let's go ahead and do the sibilance. See, it's still blinking. Sibilance is the de-esser. How about we change the strength, the range? There we go. And once we're done, I click assign and it's done. So cool. Now we have that. Let's click this pin so you can see. Go to SSL channel. There we go. Now they both work. Okay, cool. So with this, we're going to do dynamic. Cool. Let's just do the same thing we did before. We want this to be, let's just first identify. Let's put this all the way at 1,000. At 1,000, this is where, hold on, I sound a little too crispy there. Let me go. So at the highest mark, aka 1,000, we want this thing to be compressed. Hella compressed. So in this case, we need this range to go down from sibilance, because the more range, the more of de-essing we'll have or be able to acquire. And I think the detection has something to do. Yo, son. So as you saw there, when I raise this up, we are getting less of the sibilance, but when it's down, we get more. All right, so I think this number right here is good. So when it's all the way up, we want this at negative 8.4 sibilance, maximum negative 8.4. This is for me. For you, it could be different. And on this side, yo, okay, negative 20 is technically the max there. So for the max, we're setting it at negative 20. Yo. Okay, so around here for my input, unless I raise this up higher. Oh, God. How about I raise this up right here? I'm going to raise the input on the Studio Rack. Let's put it to 10. Okay. And we could drop down the output there. Yo. Okay, cool. Oh. Okay. Okay, maybe we do got too much. I think we're good there. Okay, so I said it that we have a lot more of a dynamic range as you see here. I'm sorry if this hurts your ears. There we go. So now I'll be able to have more of a control about it. Yo. Okay, so as you saw there, I gave it a compression test. And at this point right here, 1.7, positive 1.7, that's where we got the least. So I'm going to set this to, hold on, the minimum. Let's do positive 1.70 right there. So now when this is all the way down, we got 1.7 and the range is 0. That means our voice is free as a bird. But when this is all the way up, we are heavily compressed and our de-essing has, been adjusted. So now I sound flat as a brick. High, free as a bird. Yow. Flat as a brick. Yow. I hope you can see the difference. If not, I'll show you with the, get out my way. With the limiter. I'm sorry, there's also the SSL compressor that we can add to the mix. Okay, At 1,000, we are being heavily compressed. So this would be right around here. So I would say, yeah, yo, yo, yeah, here. Okay, cool. So same thing we do here. We go to edit. On this, we want the maximum to be the most compression, which is in this case going up. 7.0 maximum. 7.0. Cool. The minimum is pretty much 15. That's pretty much the minimum we get there. So minimum is positive 15. Cool. So once we adjust, yo, this is free as a bird. This is heavily compressed. Sorry, there's a garbage truck ready to pick up some of y'all mixtapes. While I'm at it, let's go ahead and just right click. We are in macro 2. Link to controller, second knob, dynamics. So now I am a brick. I sound like a brick. And if I drop this down all the way to 0, I sound free. So you can see here with the dynamic range how it's peaked, how it's controlled. But here, it's not. Let's do a same word similarity or same word comparison. I do not know what to say. I do not know what to say. There you go. Look at that compression right there. And look at that peak. Apples. 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 You can hear there how the dynamics is compressing our voice, and we don't have that free boom. Interpolation, is that the name of it? Either way, lower this, you got more dynamics. Raise this, we sound like a brick. So now we have control over the EQ of the SSL. So we can sound crispy, and we can sound perhaps dynamics and free. I feel like I'm free in here. We can sound high frequency as hell and sound like a brick. I feel like Bryson Tiller now. I don't know how he sounds. I forgot. It's been a long time, man. Now we got warm and a brick. So now I sound like a New York rap, old school hip hop joint. And now I sound warm like a brick, but free like a bird. Yo, this is your co-host here live now at Studio 4 p.m. at 2 a.m. Yes. So now we got control over this, and we could pretty much do whatever we wish. So yeah, this is the macro controls here. I could do so much more if I want to add in more, and I could even add in more plugins if I wish in parallel and get different ranges if I want to be even more into it. But this is as far as I went with the macro controls. I could get the sound that I want right in as quick as just 2 knobs, and I have the style that you may want in your song right there. So that makes mixing songs so much faster, so much easier, so much less time consuming. How cool is that? I want it crispy. I want it sounding not too strong in dynamics. I'm good just like this. Let me know what you guys and girls think about this. If you followed along, let me know how useful it is for you guys and girls. I hope you are excited about this damn plugin as I am. In my first reaction, I didn't know about this, but now that we had time to do this, awesome stuff. This is your boy Justin Omoe, and with that being said, peace. Please have yourselves a damn good one. Link in the description to download this. Every click supports your boy. Peace. I'm out.